It's about 10 seconds to start.
You ever heard of horsetail?
Oh, yeah.
That's what horsetail is. See up here? It's like
That's
real
beautiful.
high silica and for the kidneys. I love horsetail. It grows all over parts of
I wish I would have taken
the water tail.
the tour with her and videotaped her, but I didn't want her to feel self-conscious.
Oh,
Because I'd learn a lot right there.
Yeah.
And then I'd already go find those plants.
yeah, there you go.
I'd like to give her some self-care coupons. Does she know about the Deanna Center?
She does.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But she probably would enjoy that.
yeah, so maybe you can give me her information before we go, and I'll just make sure to take care of her. So, anytime you feel like.
Okay. So I'm just gonna be breathing fully from the abdomen and back, contracting just a tad. One of the 3 norms that we want to get back to and make our goal of breathing, healthy breathing. Belly breathing is huge. Belly breathing is the place where the diaphragm works optimally, the biggest muscle of the respiratory system, and it assists the diaphragm in descending and massaging our abdominal organs. It's so simple. Restoring health with breathing is basic, and one of the reasons we see so many people with upper chest breathing is that we can get stuck in a sympathetic dominant breathing pattern, upper chest breathing, from so much fight or flight or freeze going on, the sympathetic stress response. And what has happened, what we find out now in our society, is that what we're lacking is this coming back to quiet. We can look at it physiologically as parasympathetic dominance. It's also about taking the pauses, taking the quiet time in our lives, sensing our connection to our earth, to our planet, to the elements, earth, water, fire, air, earth, water, fire, air. And amongst all of it is space, the ethers, because even air has particulate matter, oxygen, nitrogen. Now we have a lot of VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Although if we breathe properly, again, in a way that is normal, that we want to return to, which becomes our goal, when we breathe with our nostrils, through our using our upper respiratory system, the nostrils, the sinuses purify and warm and moisturize our air, because all our lungs are supposed to do are exchange carbon dioxide and oxygen. It's this beautiful balance, this beautiful dance that is balanced, is met by the 2 kidneys. I love the metaphor of balance with the breath, because there are 2 lungs and there are 2 kidneys. And we are in the same balance also as our Mother Earth, as far as mineral content and water content in our bodies. And even the way in which we breathe, because it's known that there's a planetary respiratory sphere that changes every 6 hours, 3 a.m., 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 9 p.m., in which the planet exhales and it inhales. So we truly are connected to this planet that is made up of those 5 elements. So with breath, we go right to air. Breath is something that enters into every cell, even in our body. And breath is what is exchanged through the trees, through the leaves, chlorophyll, and giving us oxygen. Breath is what is our life force and feeds us. And it is the element, it can be talked about in the chakra system as upper chakras. It is more mental. It is what literally connects us to the divine in ourselves. We can breathe in a certain way physiologically to get a certain effect, and ultimately, if we stay with certain patterns, as we know now with remedial breathing training, that certain breathing patterns can help restore our balance of breath in the body. And the balance really being about pH balance. It's not known often. It's an aha moment for a lot of people when they say, well, I thought alkalinity was about food. Well, it's helpful, definitely, to eat alkaline foods, but ultimately, pH balance of the blood is determined by the breath, by carbon dioxide and by carbonate regulated by the kidneys, carbon dioxide by the lungs. Again, the two have this balance, they respond to each other. It is this beautiful dance you see happening. And even the dance, if we could see our breath coming and going, we can imagine, those of us who've been in the winter, of what it is like to go out on a cold winter day and you can actually see your breath. There's something wonderfully, exciting and nourishing about that. And I say nourishing, I use that word often because I feel that nourishing is what so many of us need. We so much talk about detoxifying and getting rid of the bad stuff. Well, let's talk about what nourishes us, because nourishment takes us back to that place of safety, that all is well. So many people in our Western world have not had that sense of safety from childhood, from very well-meaning parents, loving parents, although there's so much written of the shoulds and judgments, and this is the way it should be, and leave babies to cry, and whatever the shoulds we have we have allowed ourselves to be controlled by. It's often been said we need to get out of the shoulds, and I heard recently, that's one of the most toxic, was what was told to me, words in the English language, should. So what is right? In a way, one could say, well, what do you mean, how should we be breathing? Well, there is a should with breathing, and the should with breathing is a way that the body can then optimize the immune system, the digestive system. And what happens when we are often in a chronic overbreathing, hidden hyperventilation, it's often called hidden hyperventilation because most of us aren't aware of it. And because there is that hidden hyperventilation, this is the reason we have come to believe and have been told we need to be deep breathing all the time in order to regain that balance. Ultimately, we want to be breathing in such a way that we maintain the balance, we maintain that nourishment. Nourishment is about truth and trusting our bodies and knowing that all is well. Breathing in